It's John Grube from OnManTraining.com. Today's short workout was two-handed 50-pound kettlebell swing, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 20 swings in that 30 seconds, 12 rounds. So I wound up with 220 kettlebell swings, 11, just under, 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Just a quick workout. Doesn't need to be a lot, like I've said before. Just got to keep moving, got to put it in your system, got to put it in your mind. These are things that can easily be done. Even when you roll out of bed first thing in the morning, which a lot of people don't like to do. Some people don't have to. I mean, I find it's pretty good, to build toughness. It always has. Some people like, to get up later and good. If it works for you, it works for you. Whatever works for you. And, when I give these videos are not me basically telling you. It's me teaching myself. When I talk like this and I talk about on these videos, it's me actually talking for me, because I have to be kept on track. My mindset has to be there. I'm just like anyone else. I know, with the struggles and everything, my struggles aren't as bad as they used to be growing up. Obviously, I'm a lot older now. Things should be a little bit better. But even so, I can tell you right now, the more comfortable we get, the more unhappy we get. And I really believe that. A lot of times when my kids grew up, when they were little, my whole job, my sole purpose for functioning was to support my children the best I could, keep a good roof over their head, keep them in good clothes, have cars, and didn't really have time to think about your situation. You had to get out there and just get it done. You had to hustle and get it done. Nobody wanted to hear it anyhow. This is before all the technology. Back then, this was, my kids grew up in the, basically the 90s. Had two born in the 80s, but they grew up in the 90s. But even then, when technology first started taking over, people were a lot happier. People just were. They were happier people. There wasn't as much depression. There wasn't as much anxiety. There just wasn't. Now, with all this technology and all this information, we have become mentally sick as a nation. And basically, I believe most of it has to do with this technology. Technology is great for a lot of things, and we all know that. But the way most people are using it, and I got caught up in it too, was to feed a fucking inner fucking sickness. I'm telling you. That's my personal opinion. And I can't think of any other reason why we'd be more mentally ill than ever before than all the information and what we're hearing and what we're being fed through institutions of learning, college, high school, what people on your YouTubes or whatever you're following out there, you're putting that in your fucking head and you're starting to believe it. And it's not for everybody. You got so many guys out there, and I've talked about this before. Guys today, or even, the guys that started writing books on picking up women. To me, that's funny. Because there was no technology when I was growing up. So if we had to read a book, we had to go to the library, or we found it in a magazine as an ad. So there wasn't a whole lot of places, or you go to a magazine shop and get, your Muscle Fitness, whatever your thing was. But men can't get laid. It just finds it funny. Men don't know what masculinity is. Seems funny to me. A lot of men of poor strength. We're being taught that through these devices that we watch every fucking day. And I can tell you right now, when I come home, my phone goes in my office. It stays there until the morning. I pick it up, take it to work, and it stays there. And if I'm using it at all, mostly is checking on a family member, one of my kids, grandchildren, or I'm listening to an audiobook or something. It's the only reason I really use it. I don't look for my news on it or anything like that. And I am much happier. But if you look at what people are being fed, everybody's got to be an entrepreneur. Well, man, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. It's just the way it is. Some people aren't wired to be like that. Some people are just wired to go and do a good job. Some people aren't wired to do a good fucking job. You can work at that, but what I'm saying is that you got to find your way. You know, everybody that puts down the fucking working man is a fucking idiot. Because the guys that are actually out there saying that are the ones that are fucking, you know, they may never fucking make it. Okay? And yet they'll keep pushing the fucking narrative. And you know just as well as I do, a lot of people selling shit online and everything, they're making money from selling you stuff online. They haven't really actually made money. A lot have. But, you know, social media, YouTube, I mean, you can learn anything you want. And I think it's a great platform, especially if you want to learn something. You want to learn about sales, marketing, you want to learn how to build a fucking house, fix a car. You know, you can do anything with fucking YouTube if you use it correctly. You can use it to get happy. You can use it to fucking get pissed off. I mean, there's no fucking amount of fucking things you could do with YouTube. And, but we still got to watch what we put in our fucking minds every fucking day. We just do. And I'm more likely to follow somebody that talks like me, that's a little gruff, than the person that's patting me on my back and saying, "Oh, it's not your fault." And that doesn't work for me. And I don't know who it works for anybody, because once you start fucking, when somebody starts giving you sympathy and telling you it's not your fault, you never get out of that fucking situation. But when a guy kicks you in the ass and says, "Yeah, listen, get your head out of your ass and fucking focus and get the fucking job done. If you don't want to do the job, then don't fucking do it. Just fucking quit. Just don't do it. Get away from it. You know, find something else, whatever." It's like sports. You know, kids go out there and they play sports. Not enough kids play sports today. When I was growing up, kids always played sports. If they weren't playing organized sports, they were playing sandlot sports. I believe that's a great character builder, and you're around a lot of fucking dudes. And I just think even girls, I mean, they got to be doing something. If they're not doing anything and they're just focused on fucking screen time, they're going to be fucking sick mentally and probably physically. So pay attention to what we're doing out there. Pay attention to what we're putting in our mind. Watch what the fucking, you know, we're being fed. And pick and choose wisely who you're going to listen to. You know, that's it for today. Later.